Building any company today is hard. Building a construction company today is uniquely challenging. This is my 26th year in construction and my second construction company, and it never gets any easier. Some of the big challenges that we've got now are people and relationships. I think any business is, with the exception of maybe a handful, you're in the people business, right? Especially if you're going to scale and grow a company. And in construction, relationships are crucial, whether it's client relationships, employee relationships, subcontractor relationships, vendor relationships. The higher the quality of those relationships, the more successful you're going to be. So, we focus on all that. And we're 5 years in, we're about 30 employees now. We'll do just over 30 million in sales this year. And what we're finding is people and systems are some of the most important things. We have developed some pretty good quality, predictable systems to move projects through the entire life cycle. Now we specialize in restaurant, retail, and we're doing more multifamily projects. And so the system that we've built to move that project through, inception to the completion is pretty good, right? We've got work to do on that. But, a lot of small companies that don't have those systems find themselves in a really hard place to grow, right? Because there is so many moving pieces, so many problems with every project. When you start growing, those just become exponential, right? So you've got to have ways of mitigating that. You've got to have ways of dealing with that. And you always circle back to people and systems. If you've got the wrong person on site managing efforts, you're going to have problems. If you've got the wrong person in the office as a project manager, you're going to have issues. For us to continue to grow the company in 2025, it's how do we find and recruit the best employees that we can? How do we find them? How do we recruit them, bring them on? How do we treat them right? How do we treat them better than anybody else? How do we train them? How do we create a culture that they want to be part of so that they perform at a super high level? And then how do we find clients? How do we find the right people that we want to do business with, that get us and that we get them? Because not every client is the same. And so we can align with a client and deliver a lot of high value in which we get a good return on, or we try to identify a situation where we can't deliver a high value in the way that client needs it, and then we'll steer clear of that. Doing the same high level job every single day when we deal with problems every day is tough. Right? We're in the problem business. It's a constant focus every single day. It's moving the team along down the road in the same way, at the same vision every single day. Again, people, processes, systems, and discipline every single day. Focus on where we're trying to go is what it takes.